Hey everybody, I wanted to play a video for you guys that I think you guys will find really entertaining, which I think is really cool, but I wanted to preface it with a little story, and it's kind of a remembrance of Tom Petty. When we were doing the Midnight Mission gig, the first one that we did at the Malibu Performing Arts Center, Tom played for us to raise money for the homeless. And I have a very good friend of mine that I played in a band with named Greg Shaw, and I played with him in the later 60s. In about 65, 66, he was in a band called the Shags, which was a legendary band in Miami and in Florida. And so my friend Greg, who was a drummer who played with me and played with the band the Shags, he flew out and he stayed with me a few days prior to the gig. He was a big fan of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And he came with me to the dress rehearsal and the sound check and the gig. And we were sitting in the dress rehearsal, and there was probably, 4 or 5 people in the audience, my friend Greg and I, and a couple of the people from the Malibu Performing Arts Center. And Tom came off the stage, and he came over and gave me a hug and said, how's the sound? Is it balanced and this and that? And I said, yeah, it sounded really good. And I said, Tom, this is my friend Greg. And Greg, he played with me in a couple of early bands. And they started talking, and he said, like, where you from and all that? And he said, well, from South Florida. And they started talking, and then my friend Greg said, yeah, actually, we played in about 65 in a club up in Gainesville. And Tom said to him, what was the name of your band? And he said, the Shags. And Tom just lost it. Tom was a pretty cool guy who didn't, get excited over much stuff. But it was like he was introduced to George Harrison for the very first time. He went to Shags. Man, I went to see you guys. I was in Lipham Music when you guys came in, and he said, you guys had great harmony and the music was fantastic. And, it was a big influence on me because at the time, this was about 65, Tom was a kid. He said, you guys, not only did you play great and sing great, but you guys had long hair. Back in the day, if you grew your hair long, you get thrown out of school. So Tom was kind of this young kid, and it was very influential on him. My friend Greg, who came to see Tom, who was a big friend of Tom, was like in shock that Tom remembered the Shags. And then Greg pulled out a card out of his pocket from the Shags back in the day and gave it to Tom. And Tom was so giddy, I couldn't believe it. So anyhow, this video that I'm going to introduce to you guys is from my buddy Greg's brother, Miles. And it's a satire video called I'm a Lawyer, and it's a satire of lawyers. Miles is not a lawyer. He's actually the head emergency room doctor in a hospital, and he also teaches other emergency room doctors. He's kind of nationally renowned. And he's also a great jazz piano player and a great trumpet player as well. But in this, he's kind of singing and doing the video, and it's just such an entertaining video. I wanted to bring it to you. So check it out. This is Miles Shaw. It's called I'm a Lawyer.
Kick it! Accident. But you can be sure I'll get my 40%. Who's really at fault don't matter 1 ounce. What's important is the size of their bank accounts. 'Cause I'm a lawyer and I love suing. He's a lawyer. Defend the worst slime. It don't matter how bad his crime. Even if it's murder in the first degree, I'll get him off on a technicality. 'Cause I'm a lawyer. You want me on your side? He's a lawyer. And there'll be no free ride. I'll drag on a court case financial dispute. But when time to collect, I'll take most of the loot. 'Cause I'm a lawyer, I'm the baddest dude you'll ever see. He's a lawyer! The devil's scared to make a deal with me. For giving birth to you. 'Cause I'm a lawyer and I love suing. He's a lawyer. You'll be ruined. I'm a lawyer. You want me on your side. He's a lawyer. And there'll be no free ride. I'm a lawyer.